All right. Good morning once again. Um, so we are still on the info graphics content creation. And can anybody remind us where we stop? I remember that we have started working on an image, right? And I gave us an assignment. But if you can still remind me where exactly we stop so that I will know where to start from. Can anybody still remember where we stopped? Please let's be fast about that.
Okay, I think during the last class, um, you brought like you brought out a picture, then you use that pen to do the cutting, added the background image to the picture. So
All
that
right.
very day you want. Mm,
All right. So with that, it means that we are still on picture editing. Remember, I told us that Photoshop, uh, for us as content creation or digital marketers, we use it to modify images. For example, if somebody gives you a picture that you want to add to your design, probably the ad you are creating to be advertised via Facebook or any other social platform. If the picture is not up to the standards, you should be able to know how to probably touch the picture, brighten the picture, do some adjustments on that picture, and then before going ahead to use it. Another reason why we are learning how to manipulate photos is because I told us that Photoshop is mainly used for raster design, which means a design that you do on images. So most of imagery design, they are done in Photoshop because of the quality of its image display. So what we are going to do, and I know in that particular section, I have taught us how to load in the picture you want to edit. Probably you want to remove a background from an image before adding it to another design layer. We talk about how to use, I think, the pen tool to delete the background. So what we are going to do in this section, we are going to, in between, we will still be working with that, but we're going to create a simple content and we will illustrate some creativity which might help us when you are developing a social media content. So to start with, you launch your Photoshop just like I've opened mine. Why I am saying all this because I have done some design previously. That is why I'm saying this. Your own case, you may not see any of this if you have not done anything. Right? I know I gave all the assignment, but because the time is not on our side, I don't want to waste time asking for that. So I hope you submit both of them, including this very one and the one I gave before Wednesday next week. That is a compulsory assignment. So I said now, the first thing we are going to learn now is how to set up a design environment. Now, we are started working on image, but the angle at which we are looking at it from in this section is we want to see how we can do a simple design. And even as we do the design, where we need a picture that we need to remove its background, we will go to a different layer to work on it. So we still be blending the knowledge of last class and the one we are learning in this session, because I told us that Photoshop is not just for manipulating images. In fact, most people use it more these days on graphic design or infographic design. So the focus now is how do we design a simple content so that you can start doing something before that Wednesday we'll still be coming up with a series of designs, all right? But we are going to be focusing on designs that concerns us as digital marketer. For example, if somebody wants us to create an ad that will be placed on Facebook, all right, or on TikTok, these are the kind of design that we focus on. Designs that are marketed or pushed or posts on social media. Those are the designs that concerns on, not designs like ID cards, design like or not all those conventional or general designs. So our design should focus on how to design YouTube thumbnails, because these are the things you'll be asked to do when somebody gives you their Facebook to manage. You should be able to design the Facebook cover, give them a professional touch that will attract what people to follow that page. When somebody gives you a YouTube page to manage as a digital marketer, your priority is going to be on how to have good thumbnails design, and then the Facebook what page, what's it called, the YouTube banner. So these are the things, the logo, these are the things that involve us. So our design is not going to be general design. It's going to channel to things that matters to us as digital marketers. All right, I hope that point is registered. So now with that in mind, we want to look at a simple design, a design standard that can be posted or post on Facebook, right? Or you want to run a pay ad. Remember, we talked about ad, we talk about organic, we talk about inorganic, right? So let's assume that you have a concept, you have a content you want to run pay ad for, and you want to design it. So if you start from simple, it is normal, you start from basic and then you keep growing. The more you design, the more you get to know more of the concepts. All right, so the previous classes, I have already given us a foundation. So at this point, as a graphic designer, I told us that you are a critical thinker, you are a creative person, you are somebody who speaks with pictures, somebody who speaks with colors, somebody who speaks with lines. That is who you are. So as we proceed, you will see how I'll be demonstrating all these concepts. So you don't just open your Photoshop and start drawing shit. There is a time for you to imagine. I told us then that graphic design or infographics is the power, it depends on the power of imagination, your ability to imagine a concept. You're talking about placing an ad on Facebook and you are creating this for yourself or for someone. You should know that, okay, I should know my color scheme. I should know I should know those colors that can easily grab somebody's attention. Because that is why we are learning it, not like general people are learning graphic designing. We are learning it to fit it into what? Our field. And our field is about getting the attention of audience. And as you know, before you can get that attention, you need to what? Position your content. There are some colors that are very shouting, that when somebody is scrolling on his or her Facebook, there are some color that will just, radiate on the person's eyes. So you need to put all this into consideration. The fonts that that are appealing to what people's view. There are some handwriting that when you use them, they have a way of discouraging people. So these are the things, the layouts, the way you are arranging your content. These are the things that matter. So with that in mind, now let's look at what to design an ad. Very simple ad, but it's going to be imagery what? Design. Very simple ad, but it's going to be imagery what? Design. Now, at this point, So at this point here, we now have to know the standard design for creating content that will be posted on social media. These are the things we should know. Standard design. Before you start your design as a graphic designer or as a digital marketer, as info content creator, you need to be able to identify which platform will this content be advertised. Then you will now go and search for, if you don't know, the standard size of placing content on that platform, because you can just design anything now, maybe that does not match Facebook advert standard. You would pay that money and you say that Facebook will not give you the attention. It happens, these are things that I've experienced. You just design outside the standard. You see that you place that ad, Facebook will deliberately not push it. It happened like that, but your money will have been collected if it is maybe just awareness ad. Because once somebody see, they start charging you. So let's say we have identified that this design is going to be pushed on Facebook. Good. Now, this is how you do, because sometimes these sizes changes. Now, it is very easy for you as a digital marketer. You don't need to stress yourself. Just open a browser. Once you know where you want to advertise the product or the content, just open a browser. After opening a browser, you search, what is Facebook? What is Facebook image ad standard size? If it is video, you also ask. Facebook has its own standard video size. When we get to video editing, we will look at that. And it also has its own image what ad. Now, I just want to ask. I know at least two of them, but I want to show us the process so that when you are done with this, once you identify where you want to advertise, all the standard parameters are the internet. So if I say what? Facebook image ad standard size or sizes. Let's see what we are going to get. And look at what we get here. Facebook image ad generally use a resolution of 1080 by 1080. What's the unit in pixel? This is one recommendation. There's another recommendation. So this one is going to be a square design. So another one, it says 1080 by what? 1350. 4 by 5 ratio. Now, for feed are your main posts, your body, your Facebook page main posts, not for running ad. But the ad you are creating will be a feed. It will come up in someone's direct message section. So we need to put that into consideration. And they are trying to give you the shape illustration here. All right. You can go to image to check the shape of it, the layout of it. It's either it's like this. Look at this. If it's like this, it's bad. This is the right one, or this. Because Facebook is considering devices like phones, Instagram, WhatsApp, where it's going to be story, where it's going to be displayed. So if you are working outside this, you might have issues. So let's just take one and proceed. Now remember, we have the a 1080 by what? 1080. We saw it here. So I'm going to proceed with this 1080 by 1080. So I will now go to my Photoshop. So how do I set up my Canva? That 1080 by 1080 in Photoshop, it is called Canva. What is Canva? Canva is the dimension of your design layouts, horizontally and vertically. We call that what? Canva. So how do we set it to that standard? You click on Create New, because right now we are going into design. That is why we are involved in setting up the environment. All right. So you click on Create New. Once you click on Create New, Photoshop will prompt you a document setup interface. So from here, you have to determine, thank God that we have been there, we have been able to identify where this content will be advertised, which is how we are supposed to reason as infographic designer. So the first thing from this document setup is to give it a name. So what I'm designing is maybe ads, right? Maybe ad for somebody, can put the person's name. Now, Photoshop has template. I think I've explained that. Why you are seeing all this, because I have created this word layout. So, but I'm adopting this one, which goes with what we just found out from there. The unit should be in pixel. There is no point of view considering orientation once it is a square. So you don't need to say, I want to change it to landscape because it is already programmed on portrait. The size itself has automatically forced it to be a square shape. Now, resolution, I talked about resolution, which determines the clarity, and I give us a standard. The standard should be either 100 or 150. Just work within that range. If you work within that range, all your design will always fall in place from experience. And then the unit is this. Then the layout, I don't want a background layout. I want to return it to white. Then I can create a shape if I want to give it a color. And then I proceed to click on create. So what I've just done now is to set up my design layer. That is what I have just done. And it's coming up. Just hold on, give it some time. So that is the first thing. So you can see that this is that layout that we saw over there. Let me get a response if we are getting it. Let me get a response. Are we following?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the next thing, once you have set up your layout, the next thing is for us, because I told us that this is imagery design. I want to bring the picture, right? Because I want to design on the picture. I want to combine the picture and some write-up and some customized shape, and then to form a design. Now, let's quickly go. Let me go and bring a picture, because like I told us, this is the practical application of what we learned. Why did we learn what we learned last time? Is why I'm going this way, so that you know that, oh, there's need for you to know how to master that last class, because when you are designing, it will be a point where you need a picture. So I'm just wondering if I have picture on this system. If I don't have picture on this system, let me quickly go to internet to avoid wasting our time. So let's go to internet. Let's say we need a picture of, because this is how it works. This is how it works. It's a good one that I'm not even using that picture, so that you know how to sort out your picture. It's part of the skill. Now you are advertising maybe for I want to create an advert to advertise for cybersecurity. I want to train on cybersecurity and I want to create an advert for it. Now, you have already know the advert. Now, I will need to look for a smart person that's looking at the person. It represents what? The content. So I will not come here again. I will say, remember I told us that there's a website. I don't know whether it's your class. There is a website where you can get clean and clear pictures, but at times you pay for it, but you can see some free versions. So let me take us to that website, and I would like you to be dependent on that website because you get clear picture. That is the business of some persons. What they did is that, you know that some of us have less standard phones, and graphic designer like using pictures a lot. So what they did is to get good phone, good device, good camera, and snap high resolution, high quality pictures and uploaded them there. And then the ones that they know that they are extremely good, they now put a padlock. If you want to use it, you pay for it. They still left some that you can use. And what is the name of that website? On Splash. On Splash. That is the name of the website. So you can just search for it. Once you search, you will see it there. Click here. You can see free images. Any picture that you see there that you are allowed to pick, if you use it, nobody can sue you. Nobody can sue you to court. So that is why, as an infographic creator, you need to be careful with the pictures you use. You need to know where you get pictures. Don't go to someone's Facebook and go and download someone's fine picture. And then by the time you use it, now the person can sue you to court. So look for places where free pictures are advertised. Anybody that put picture there, the person have allowed anybody to use it, so that you will not be thinking that somebody will come after you. Now, this is it here. This is the website. So you search for the category of picture you need. So I need a man. I need a cybersecurity expert smiling. I need a cybersecurity expert smiling. So I say, okay, cyber You use different keyword. You must be able to know the keyword you use. Cyber security experts, or let's say smiling experts. Let's say holding laptop. Let's see if you can get something. If you get your keyword, good. So you can see it. So we have some pictures here. So this is, you can use this person. It might just be that smiling that will make somebody to want to check that out. Now look at these different pictures. Now I can choose anyone. So you can see clean and clear pictures here. Now, how do I know if the picture is, so if, let me say, for example, we are choosing this, you see, once you see that there's key, it means what? You have to what? Purchase it. But if you have a screenshot application, like that one that is free now, that is paid, if you by any means use it, then you will now be in trouble if the person sees it. But let's look for the one that, because if I have a screenshot app, I can actually screenshot it and use it, but I would say that it's not professional. Like this one, now you can see that there's no padlock. So you click on it, it will automatically download. So let me wait for it. So it has downloaded. It's supposed to have downloaded. Good. So you see that you have downloaded it. So now let's go to Photoshop and invoke that picture. These are part of what you need to know. Now to invoke that picture, in the first place, I have to bring it here. I've taught us how to load your picture here. So you go to File, select Open. Remember where you downloaded it on desktop. I click on the download folder. I should be able to see what I downloaded today. So this is it. So I will just click here and click OK. And then I wait for it. It should be able to open here. So let's wait for it for a while. Good, perfect. So the picture is here. So the next thing is for us to what? Now you cannot begin to see why that lecture is very important. If not that Mr. Ifeanyi have wasted time, if I have asked for that, at the end the answer is no. The class will have been postponed. But it is Ifeanyi, I believe, that have saved us, because I don't want to give extra time. But next class, if I ask and you have not done it, the class will be placed on hold. Now look at it here. This is where you are doing your design. This is where you have a standardized layer, and this picture, you don't want this picture to come with this background, because you have a background that you are going to create here. Number one, it could be that this picture background is negating the color scheme you are using. That is one reason. All right? Or you want to use the picture differently. So the first thing is how to delete this background. Now, there is a concept I'm going to show us here, where your background is one color, is uniform. You can see that it's not as if here is red, here is blue. It's one color or true. In this kind of situation, you don't have to go through that tool that will land. I'll show you how you can easily take off the background. So, but at first, you have to double click. You can see the key here from what we have learned before. You simply double click on it and unlock it. That's the first thing. It's part of what we learned last time. All right. So because the background is uniform, I will use this tool. What is the name? Magic Wand tool. Magic Wand tool. Look at it here. If I right click, I have selection. I can also use quick selection. Now let me start with quick selection. If I click here now, and I'm doing like this, you can see the way it's selecting. You can see that it has automatically highlighted the whole of that section. Now because I've unlocked, I will just press delete. I've deleted that aspect. It can even form a design that you are leaving this color and you are putting another color here. It depends on your creativity level. Now I will not come here and say, okay, select this aspect. Perfect. I'm getting this smoothly because it's one color. If it is not one color, you'll be forced to go and use your pen tool. So I'll press delete. So as you can see, I can now press Control D to stop this selection. Control D. Now I have just the picture. So let me check whether that is what I have. I have just the picture. Now this picture, the next thing is for us to find its way here. The picture has to come here. So how do you take the picture from here, which is equivalent to copy and paste? All right. So you just click and drag with your left button. Now, this is the tool you are using to click, the move tool, which is like your pick tool. Click on it, hold down the left button. If you are not using mouse, like I advise us, if you want to enjoy infographic content creating, please go and get external mouse. I'm using the external mouse because you are using a laptop mouse. It will stress you, but you will definitely get it. So you drag it, you are still with me. Let me get a response. I hope you are still with me. Can I get a response? Hope you were still with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. So now I was talking about how do we catapult this picture to where we are doing our design. So you click on that picture layer, you make sure that you are on the picture. You know, at times, if you are not seeing all these nodes, it is because probably this is not on. So if I turn it off now, look at it. I am moving the picture, but I'm not seeing those grid lines. So whenever you are not seeing the grid line, you click here and then brings them back. Now I click. I am holding that the left button. I have not released it. I'm still going. I'm still going. I will touch that place where I'm bringing it. Now I can see it. Then I will come on it like this until you see that those two square, one at the back, one with the plus. Once you see it, it means you have an object that you are holding. Now release your hand. You see that the object will drop here. Now, what I'm saying here now is that you can see the way how this picture is clear. Don't go and download all those Google if they are not clear. If not, image quality makes your advert to stand out. Now, the challenge I'm having here now is that the picture is too big, except you just want to use the face like this. Only the face is covering. So how do you now reduce it? The picture is there. Just move it out. Now, this is what you do. You can actually automatically try to resize it. Let me see if I can quickly show us that. So you click on this picture, go to image. When you get to image, you see image size. Because right now it's very big. That is the reason why I'm having issue dragging it. So I'll say, okay, just bring it to, that is 7 point in inches. If you want to go with inches, that is 7 point. You can say, okay, let me do 4.4. If I do it like this, you see that what? Let me click OK and see if I have been able to reduce it to a reasonable size. I'm waiting for it. Just hold on. Oh, sorry. So that automatically, let me Control Z. I won't go with that because what that happens is that it reduces the whole picture, but together with the background. So I don't want that. So what you do is this. Just make sure that you drag it, see one of the end, good, see one of the end like this, and make sure that the picture has not gone out from your view. Then drag it in, and take it off, drag it in from one end. Don't drag from here, because if you drag from here, you will deform the picture. You change the original shape, drag from the edge. So we're reducing it until you see the whole part of the picture. Okay, so now I think to an extent I've seen this. Now your positioning, we talk about that as balancing. Your positioning matter. You know, this is you trying to paint an idea that this picture was taken with this background, and you and I know that this is not the original background. So there's a way you let your audience know that you are not a professional. Look at it. If I put this picture like this, I want somebody to unmute and tell me the mistake. If I suspend this picture like this, is it well placed? Somebody should unmute and tell me what to do, or whether it is right or not.
No, it's not well placed, sir.
Because what would they do? They will be looking for the leg, I mean. They will be looking for the leg. They will know that, they have caught this picture. This is Photoshop, but this guy not fine like this. So now look at this. If I put it here, but this is a design, because I would like to write a content in the front. So I will position this picture this side. Then the write-up, maybe 20% registration for cybersecurity, will come in here. Now, when you are designing, all your write-up should be on one side. Your design, your shape should be on one side. Don't scatter shape and test differently. Just make sure that you package them on one side. All right. And then you must identify which one is the main capture. Which one is the main capture? The main capture text should be more bolder and bigger than the rest. There should be an hierarchy that we'll call balancing, that we'll call equilibrium in infographics design. Sorry, it's just disturbing itself. Okay, I hope you are following. Now, I hope you are following. Let me get a response to know that you are hearing me now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now the next thing I want to do is that I can say I want to take this picture in order to look more catchy, because you are a digital marketer. You are looking at a kind of posture that can catch your attention. Now, how do you now tilt it a little? Now, look at what I'm going to do. You select the picture, move a little bit away from it. You see that icon. Move a little bit away from it. You see that icon. That's rotation. So once you see that icon, if you move like this, look at this. Look at this. I just want it to slant like this. And then each time you adjust, you must click on this commit transform. Otherwise, you're not allowed to do something else. Now, I have positioned the picture. Now, the next thing is I want a kind of a write-up on this, right? So I want to blend a background on it. I want to shade, which is the concept. So what I'm going to do is this. I will now, let me take this away from here. So the next thing I'm going to do here, just make sure you watch this logic, because we use it a lot. You will come to this place here. Look at it here. You come to this icon here. I hope you are seeing it very close to that delete icon. It's called what? Create new layer. So once you click on that create new layer, it will create a layer. Then after that, you will now come to this section and choose the layer color. There is a color bucket here. Once you click on it, it brings out this color bucket. Now, I'm looking at the color, because remember that you must have known your color scheme. So I want to go with something like this. And then I'll say, okay, I want to pick this section of it, or this section of it. But I'm looking at the background that when I place a write-up on it, it will come out. So now I'll click OK. That is it. And you make sure that, because there are two colors, then you can see the white one, and then you can see the blue here. So you can click here to switch. You can click here to switch. I want to see how I can take this out, though it was already at the front, but my zoom, let me see. Okay, let me see. Good. Now, you can see that the color I want to use is at the back. The one you want to use is at the back, so you have to make sure that the one you want to use comes to the front. So how do you switch it? You see this icon here. You click on it. So I'll switch. You can see the way I'm switching the color. Now, which means that I have given priority to what? To the blue. Now, after that, remember, you make a layer, you choose your color, position it in front, and the last thing you are going to do is to, select your brush tool. Select your brush tool. You can see the example. Photoshop is already telling you that, okay, this is what you want to do. You want to paint. You want to paint, maybe you are doing branding. So when you hear all these graphic designers saying that the brand product, the brand umbrella, the brand cloth, this is part of what they do. When you bring in a car with maybe different color, they paint it to what they want. So now you click on it. The moment you click on it, you will see another set of properties on the properties bar. So from here, you set the size. The current size is 13. That 13 is too small. Look at the icon. So you click here and increase. Click here and increase it. Click here and drag this size. Drag this size. You can see if I come back, you see it. So it's not big enough. Come back, you see it. Then I want it to be like this. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is, if it's too big, I think that one was too big before. So sorry about that. So the next thing I want to do is I was trying to gauge the size based on the area I want to paint. So I want it to spread very well. That's why I'm emphasizing on the side. So if I drag it, you can see that this is big enough. Now, if you click outside, there you can see the way. Can you see what is happening here now? Then I have laid that background on it, so I can drag it out. Why I am feeding it like this? Because I want to write text on it. They'll be seeing that picture at the back, then so that this white background will not overshadow the text. So I'll drag this one here, and then we just stop like this. Now, but I discovered that this edge here is not really placed. So you can still let it cover. And the only thing is that you find a way of, bringing it down, so that it will not cover the picture, because I still want the picture to be visible. Now, the next thing is to write. So how do I write on it? So remember I said I'm marketing what? Cybersecurity. So I'll go back and bring security icon. I'm going back to the website. I'll say what? Cybersecurity. Once you type cyber security, you will see a picture of it. So let's see whether we can get a free one also. Perfect. So I want to pick this. Now, but it's not free, unfortunately. You can see how clean that picture is. That's why it's not free. Let's see if we can get another one. I need just that cybersecurity. I think if I change it to cybersecurity images, I should be able to get more of this. So let's see if we can get free one. Okay, let's see whether this one. Oh, wow, you can see find pictures and you have to pay. Let me see if this one is free. This one is free. So let me download this, but I needed one that have just one key. I think this one. So now where you cannot get the free one like this, you can search generally on Google. But anyway, icon like this, you don't have issue. If it's someone repeat picture, that's where you have issue. Cyber security. So go to image section, click on image section, and then search for one. So let's say I want to take this one. To take this one, there's a reason. You see the reason why I'm taking this. So I will right click, save image, or I'm saving it in image. I'll say what? Cyber. I'll say cyber sec image. Now go back to my Photoshop, and I want to bring that picture. What I want to do is that I want to blend that background together with this. So it will be there at the back. So it's a concept that is passing multiple messages. So I'll go to what? Open. Now, I did not intend to modify it, to edit it. So I will bring it directly on this layer. So how do I bring it directly on this layer without open it in a different layer before I will start editing and start bringing it here? There's a way you can bring an object directly to the layer you are working on. And how do you do that? You go to File, and then you select what? Place Embedded. Place Embedded, which means you are bringing an object directly to the layer you are working on. Remember, the picture was kept in picture, and then let's see whether we have it here. This is it. And then I'll click, and then click on what? Place. So it will bring it directly here. Now I will cover it all. I don't want it to touch this part. I just want that to be on the top part. I want that, in other words, you are communicating with the sign there, with that key. All right, that is a concept. Now I want you to watch what I'm going to do now. What I'm going to show you now is called what? Image overlaying. While the other was blending. Image overlaying is where you are lapping two images and they form one. Now I will transparent this one to go in. Now, how do you do that? You click on it. If you see where you have opacity here, is 100%. So click on that and drag this icon and be observing. You see what I'm doing now? You see what I'm doing now? You see? Now I just want it like this. So you can see the concept. when somebody sees this, they will think that it's the same background or different background. But why I did not allow it, I will try, because one thing about graphics is that you have to keep trying until you get the one that works. So if you drag it here, you ask yourself, is it going to be more professional? If you put it here, that means what? The focus is now given to the words security icon. But I still want them to see the person's picture. That is why I suspended it at the top. All right. Now, I will go and write now. How do we write here? How do we write? How do we write? So you click on this text tool. If you right click on it, you will see other option. That is, you can write a vertical text. You can write a horizontal text. This is for horizontal text. This is for vertical text. So I'm going to use this. And then once you have selected it, you click. Make sure that no object is selected at the point where you are clicking. Otherwise, it will just frame that object. Now, it will come with this lorem, whatever, so you overwrite it. So this is cyber. Remember that this is what you want to advertise on Facebook. So the capture must be very strong. So sometimes you can go to ChatGPT to give you a very good capture. You can tell ChatGPT that you are designing content that have to do with cybersecurity on Photoshop. You need a very catchy capture. Then ChatGPT will give you different options. You pick one. So I'll say what? Cybersecurity. Let's say cyber security. All right. So now you click, once you type, you click on that commit, you go back to your move to. Now to increase it, you click on the edge and drag it. That is how you increase. You can click and drag it in. All right. So now I'll be mindful where I'm going to position it so that it doesn't stop this essence. Remember that there's a reason why we want them to see this computer. So your design should not go and cover it. That's the reason why I gave this color, so that it will be somewhere here. So you can click on that layer and move it up a little if you want. Now, if you want to move that layer, it's part of what we have learned before now. So you have to identify it. I want to work on this picture. I have to scroll down. This is the picture. I'll click on it there. Once you are on the picture, then you can now what? Use your arrow. Because if you try clicking now, you may end up selecting the front one. So use the arrow on the keyboard and then use the arrow. So now why I took it up a little so that I can have enough space to position this. All right. Now the handwriting you are using to design matters. You ask yourself, is this handwriting user friendly? So that equals to how do we change the handwriting after writing? You either double click on the text here or you double click on it here. It will call back your text edit. Then this is where you choose handwriting. So I can just come here and say, you cannot be checking the handwriting differently. Just be checking, look for the one that have design and that will still allow the user to see the write-up. Don't go and choose handwriting that will not be visible. So because of time, I will not have time to start. So I'll just go with this one. But normally when you are designing, you have to take your quality time. All right. So now I will not just say cybersecurity. I'll say what? Become a pro. Or I'm just looking for a recapture. Learn cybersecurity. So let's say I want to put that. So I'll copy this text. How do I copy it? You click on it because I don't want to start writing. Then I will not start giving it this handwriting. So you just click on it, hold down the Alt. You will see an additional icon attached to it. Then you click and drag. That is how you duplicate here. Double click on it and overwrite it, which is learn cybersecurity. So this particular learn, you position it in a way that it will make sense. So you can put it here, and then you can now form a design. It's about creativity. If you try one concept and it doesn't work, you are free to leave it and go to another concept. But don't be afraid of trying. So I'm creating a shape here for a reason. So the picture I'm trying to give here is that since this place, I can say learn cyber security, learn cyber security. I'm just trying to see. Okay, I don't think it will make sense there. You can see the way I calculated it now and I left it. So it's not compulsory that you put it there. Now, learn cyber security, then you have to encourage them why they should learn from you. From, you cannot say what? From experts. Now, this from experts, let's say from experts. So you can now go back to your move to whenever you want to carry. You can see what I'm saying. I'm simply carry the wrong object. So I'll go back there. If I'm finding it difficult to select it here, then you select it here. Just select it here. Use your arrow on the keyboard to move it away from that area that is obstructing you. Then you cannot easily move it. Now, if you want to zoom so that you see what you are doing, Control Plus that we have learned under, because there are times that you have to zoom so that you can focus on the area you are working on. All right, so learn cyber security from an expert. If I want to stretch the text horizontally, after committing it, click on the edge, hold down the shift button. It will allow you can see that just like I'm creating more space between the letter. All right, so I can at the same time hold down the shift and then expand it like this. So you can also reduce the height to make sure that you are looking at the quality of the text as you are doing this. So I want to show that that is one. I'm not trying to be very basic because this is the first design. All right. Now you want to show maybe you want to show maybe a number that they can call or your contact information, and you want that to come under this, or you can just create, well, because why I don't want to tamper with it, because here, this picture here is speaking here. These are like designing elements also speaking. So it's not as if you left the whole of that place empty, you are trying to practice here. You are passing the message, very key message with this key here. So you shouldn't interrupt them. That's what I'm trying to avoid where I am passing the message. I'm passing the message here, and I'm trying not to put anything there. I'm also passing the message here, and I'm also trying not to put anything there. And then I'm also passing the message here, that computer that is holding. So you can see the reasoning now. It's about communication. Now, which means that all the design I want to do are limited to this place. So now I want to take this one up a little, provided they can see it. If they are too big, you can reduce. So I want to put the contact here. Now that contact that you want to bring, I don't want to write contact. There is an icon that represents contact, global icon. So I'll go to Google. All this one you can get them from Google. You can say what? Contact icon. Contact icons. You see, almost everything when you see all these designer collecting money from you, this is what they are doing. They know the communication. Once you tell them, maybe church now, deliverance, they know the picture that speak that topic. That is what makes them experts. All right. So if they have an email, we're still going to get, well, let's just go for contact. Let's say WhatsApp contact. So if it's WhatsApp, then I will have just put here WhatsApp. WhatsApp what? Icon or logo. So I'll take this one. I will right click on it, select save image as, and then save it in picture. You must have where you are saving all your designing component, because when you get another work, you will need this icon. So if I were to be you, as we start now, keep them in a folder. So anytime you take another job and you need WhatsApp icon, you know that you already have, you don't have to start afresh. So why I don't have it here, because I don't normally design with this system. So I come to what? Picture, and then I'll just name it what? WhatsApp. I hope you are following. Let me get a response. Because of time, that is why I'm not allowing us to do classrooms, because you have from now till Wednesday to sit down with the video and practice this. So maybe that Wednesday, it will be more of interaction. If you're having issue, we discuss it, we correct all the errors, and then we move on. But I want to find out, I hope we are following first.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, I have downloaded the WhatsApp icon. So let's go back to Photoshop and use it. That WhatsApp icon we downloaded came with a background that we, disrupt what we have done here. So I will not open it here directly. So I will not use place embedded because I want to do some editing on it before I bring it here. So I'll just go to open and then select this and then call it here. And then when it comes up, double click here, also unlock it. Now you can see that what I want is just this section. What I want is just this section. So, and the whole of this is uniform. So I can use what? This same selection or the marquee. So I can use the selection to achieve this. I can use the selection to achieve that. And then I click on what? Delete. It takes it off. And then Control D to stop the selection. And then go to your move tool, pick it. And remember, I'm going to where I have my design again. You can see the logic. Then I am bringing it somewhere here. Reduce it. Now, but you can see that it's not facing the side I want it to face because I want the number to come here, except I want to put it here. So, but if I still want it to be here, then you zoom in, right? You zoom in, then move a little bit from it, rotate it. You know, I've showed that before, so you can see the way I've arranged it. Then don't let it be too big because if it's too big, it will distract this. This is the key capture. So whatever you are doing must not distract this. You should prioritize that what? When somebody come across this design, they should see this first before any other thing. That is the communication. So every other thing has to go down. Every other thing has to go down. So now I'll go and type the number. So I'll come here and then type. You can decide to be more professional by putting a country code in the bracket by saying Z plus 34, put it in the bracket, the semi bracket before you type the number. Let's see what 7069665919. So in case you come across this video and you want me to train you on this graphic design or info content, this is the number you should call or you should WhatsApp. So indirectly, I've also marketed myself now. This is digital marketing class. Is allowed. Next, is it not allowed?
Yes, sir.
Maybe if I not allow, is it allowed? Let me
Yes.
know. Okay. So now I will make sure that the size of this is equivalent to this. See, graphics, you have to do a lot of calculation. Mathematics, critical thinking are involved here. Look at the size of this picture. Imagine you are putting it here. Look at the height of this text. It doesn't go. So let's make sure that the proportion, the size are almost the same. Make sure the size are almost the same. Right? Now, if they have a website, you go and bring website icon. If they have an email, you go and bring the email icon, and then you write it. It makes your work neater. Now, if they have an address, let me save. If they have an address, if they have an address, so how do we put it? If they have an address, we need to also go there and get what? Address icon. We need to go there and get address icon, which is location. So let me go back to you can see that Google is our friend though. Now, I'll say what? Location. It's just for you to know the prompts. And if you are not doing this, you will not know the prompts. Now, you have find color. Now, you not check that your design. Which of this one we blend with the color? You don't just pick anyhow. Now, all the colors I've used. Now, do you know that I've only used 2 colors? This is 1, and this is 2. This WhatsApp icon. White is not counted. Black is not part of the color. So I will not check out of this which one we combine, which one we blend. Let me go with this one. So I will right click on this, save as. That one is 3D. And then I'm going to my picture again. It's like I already have it here before. I already have it here. So you can see I already have it here. So there's no point of me downloading it. So I'll just go to Photoshop and then close that initial WhatsApp so that you don't have too many layers open. Because when you have too many layers open, you start looking for your design here and there. So I'll go back again, select open. So let us remove your BVM. So now I'm going to picture again. I'm going to picture. I am going to picture. And then I'm selecting this icon. Right? So also remove the double click. Now the background is 1. That is why when I'm downloading this icon, I consider the one that have 1 color so that it will be easier for me. So I won't start using pen 2 and lasso 2. So let me use the other 2, which is magic 1, 2. No, we have used selection. Magic 1, 2, as the name implies, once the color is the same, just touch only one place, it's automatically. You know, that selection, we have to start dragging it until it selects the whole color. So I'll just press delete. So if I want to remove this one also, if removing this white one will make it look more professional, you click inside that place also, delete it, so that the 3D design can come out. And then Control D to deselect, go back to your move tool, drag it to your design, and then probably I want it to be somewhere here. So you can reduce it, and then maybe type the address somewhere here, sorry. Can zoom very well. So I'm almost done. So that will show us how to export it. Because when you are through, you must export it as an email before you can send it to the person, before you can publish it on the page. So now let's say I'm hanging the address here. If you can reduce all this, you can reduce all this, you can reduce. I can select all of them. Look at what I'm going to do now. I want to reduce all of them at the same time. So I'll click on the first one, hold down the shift key on your keyboard, touch others, touch them like this, and then I'll reduce everything at once. Then I will just bring it here. I'm just trying to look for space because I want to package everything in a way that all the design will be in one place, like advisors. So this location, now you have a space to come here, reduce it, and then put it here. And just put it somewhere here. You can decide to rotate it, go a little bit outside, let it face it like this to make more sense like this. And then I will type, click and type. Let's see what Asaba located Asaba data. Just want to make it with data state. Asaba data what state. So I'll just come here and then put it here like this, right? Make sure that all these are well arranged. Make sure that they are maintaining the same alignment. So balancing is part of this. The color, how the layer, how the elements are positioned, the way that you have the professional view. So okay, so let's say this is just a design. Let's start basic like this. Probably the next class, I'll take another design, but I will go more advanced. So once we have learned this one and the other one, then we can now shift our focus to video editing. So we will still be coming back to them like that. But I just want to give us some basic on infographic design first. Then we can now start creating. Maybe the next time we'll create our YouTube thumbnail or we'll create our Facebook cover so that you see how we can work with those things. Then after that, then we can now go to video editing. I hope we have learned something.
Very well.
Okay, so now the journey does not stop here. Let's assume that you want to publish this on Facebook. What are you going to do? You are going to export it as an image. This is Facebook. This is Photoshop raw file. You must convert everything to what? JPEG. JPEG means all this write up and everything become one entity, one object. So you go to File, how do I export? You click on Export, select As. If you have an intention of re-editing it, when it brings out the dialog box, you select PNG. But if you know you have done all your editing, this is the final product, you switch it from, so you must preview that design. So you hold on for you to see the design. Good, so this is the design. Then you can say, okay, I'm taking it to what? JPEG, because this is the final design. And then this is the current size. In case you want to change the size while you are exporting, you can go ahead, but I don't. I click on export. And then you ask me, where do I want to keep it? I want to keep it in picture. All right. As a matter of fact, I want to upload this now so that we understand how, at least from design to putting it on your social media. So let me quickly go to my Facebook page and upload it because my contact is there. Let it advertise. So I'll just go to my Facebook page. So like I told us before, if you take your time to master this, you have double, created rule for yourself. You can just be creating graphic design for fellow beta marketers that do not know this. Then you can as well create and also what? Push. Now look at it here. Look at it here. So now I want to post this content, and this is about cyber security. Remember what we have done before. So I can just come here. I don't know if my ChatGPT will be active here because we need to know posting. We have talked about that, but since I'm doing, let me see if I can quickly attach that. If it's going to take time, I will just proceed. So while that is opening, let me be bringing the design. So we are supposed to come here, click here, because it's an image you are bringing. Remember where you save it. We still here. Are we still here? Let me get a response. Are we still here? Ladies and gentlemen, are we still here? Hello, are we still here?
We are with you, sir.
Okay, so I'm trying to.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Now, why I came to ChatGPT, because I am posting a content and I want this content to go viral. All right, so I will tell ChatGPT that what I am posting a content. I'm posting. You know that they will tell me to sign in. I am posting an info graphics content on Facebook so that we customize it to that standard. On Facebook, I am posting an info content on Facebook on cyber security. So help me with the very high catching title and add hashtags. So let's go. After this, we are in it. Sharp. You know, you'll be looking for all this as tagging that will make your content to go viral. You can see how I've generated this now. So number one, I will take this content. Think before you click. Your data is worth more than you think. Bam, take this one. Then the client will be thinking this person is very brilliant. How did he work? You can see it now. So I'll paste it here. That is the heading. Then going to the next line. Go to the next line. Go back to ChatGPT. Copy the whole of this as tagging. These are popular words people search for, which means that your content will reach out to them within a second. Then paste them here. So ladies and gentlemen, I will just click on what? Next. Click on next. Click on next, and then Facebook is asking me that, okay, this content, I want to schedule it. This is one thing I don't think I've thought of this, scheduling. You can decide to say that this content should be displayed tomorrow morning. Sometimes when you are working for 3-4 companies at the same time as digital marketer remotely, you can program, if you have access to the content, you can program everything that will be posted that week. That's if you have it already, like on Monday. Your own is just to tell them that you are doing your work. When Wednesday come, the content will come up. They will think that you are just posting it. Well, you won't tell them all this. So you can schedule it. You can come here and say, okay, this content should be displayed certain dates. So you click here and pick the date. Then you click here and pick the date. So today is 20. If I want to be tomorrow, I click here. What time tomorrow? This time. And then I will schedule it. So this content will not be visible to audience today. By tomorrow, it will come up based on that same time. Now, you need to also, your audience, always make sure that whatever you are posting is on public. Because some of us, our settings are on private and we are busy posting and we are not getting, audience reaction. You may not know that. Maybe mistakenly you set it here. So if you are using this schedule option, you can see that you cannot use what? Group. Group is another place where you can target potential people. So you can send your content to groups. All the people in that groups will start to see it. So I'll say what? Schedule. Right? So after that, I will now say, okay, now make it easier to contact you. Add a WhatsApp button if you want. You add it. I'll say, okay, I want to add a WhatsApp button. And then click on what? Schedule. So it's still on the scheduling what? Purpose. Scheduling aspect. Now you have successfully posted it, and then you see a WhatsApp button. Now where is going to get this number from? This number will be gotten from the number you connected to this page. That is my page. So if somebody click now, it comes directly to my page, and then chat me up for this service. So you can see that it's more better now as we are creating our content, as we are posting. That is why I said you understand most of these things better. Any question, please? This is where I stop, and I've been able to utilize the remaining time if I gave me. Any question?
No question so far.
So from design to posting, from design to export, from exporting to posting, complete class. Make sure that you stay on it. Give us different design. You can see, can anybody cite a challenge here? Let me know whether you notice something that we did not do that is added to the design. Look at the design. Is anything, have you noticed something that,
With my own observation, I think the picture is not well placed.
Okay. Mercy, if you are here, what is the observation? I disagree with him. The picture is well placed, but there's some, except maybe what I'm thinking is what is also insinuating. But let me hear from Mercy first. I hope she's still here. Mercy, what did you observe? I don't think she's here. Now, Mr. Ifai, look at this here. You know,
I'm here.
Okay. So what do you notice? What do you notice on this design?
It is well. I didn't notice anything, Sha.
Okay, now look up. Can you see in Photoshop? Are we the one that created this space? In Photoshop.
Okay, the boundaries.
Good. Are we the one that created in Photoshop? Do you have it designed in Photoshop like this? No. What is happening here? You know, we research on Facebook ad. That ad standard is for when you are running paid ad. But where we loaded it is Facebook feed. So which means that if you are designing for organic posting, which is this feed, not for running ad, you have to go and look for the size. That one that they told us 80 by 1 350 will have been the one you will have used, because that one will be a landscape. I don't know if anybody is getting me.
Yes.
Good. So that is why, even as you say Facebook ad, you need to specify, is it Facebook feed or Facebook Facebook reel or Facebook story? So that is the challenge we are having now. So we will have said that Facebook what feed, so that it will give us this size and everything what will lap. So that brings us to the end of the class. So see you. Make sure when you get the video, stay on it. Make sure that you do your assignments. In fact, I won't say anything. Let me hear grammar that no light in Asaba. Make sure you do it. Bye for
No
now.
light, Pastor Bao. It is well.